Think for a moment about your routine. You wake up, have a breakfast that feels healthy, maybe with some fruit or a juice. You try to stay active, perhaps walking around the neighborhood or tending to your garden. But even so, you feel like something's holding you back, as if your body isn't responding the way it used to. This isn't just aging. There are daily choices, small, almost invisible ones, that might be working against you. And the good news? You have the power to change that, starting today. Let's begin by understanding why this is happening. After age 65, our bodies go through natural changes. One of them is called sarcopenia, a fancy term for something we all feel, the gradual loss of muscle mass. Studies show that every decade after 60, we can lose up to 8% of our muscle. This doesn't just mean less strength to open a jar of jam. It can mean less independence, a higher risk of falls, and even trouble enjoying those precious moments with family, like playing with grandkids or traveling with friends. But here's the secret. Not everything is inevitable. Small choices in your diet, the things you put on your plate every day, can speed up or slow down this process. And some of those choices might surprise you. There's a story from a few years ago about a woman named Susan, a 68-year-old grandmother from Ohio. Susan was the kind of person who lived for weekends with her grandkids. She loved taking them to the park, chasing them across the grass, laughing as she pushed the swing. But over time, she noticed her legs felt weaker. Climbing the park's hill, which used to be a breeze, now left her breathless. Susan exercised, took vitamins, did everything she thought was right. But something in her routine was working against her, and she had no idea what it was. What Susan discovered, and what many of us don't realize, is that certain foods, even ones that seem healthy, can be stealing our strength. Let's dive into how this happens. Some foods do exactly that. Instead of fueling your muscles, they make it harder for your body to maintain strength. And the worst part? Many of these foods are in your fridge or fruit bowl right now, disguised as healthy options. Have you ever stopped to think about what's in your breakfast? Or that quick snack you grab in the afternoon? Let's explore this together. Before getting to the heart of it, here's another story. There was a man named Robert, a 70-year-old from Florida. Robert was a former golfer, the kind who spent hours on the course, walking and swinging with friends. But gradually, he noticed his arms were weaker. Carrying his golf clubs, which used to feel light as a feather, now felt like a burden. He went to the doctor, got tests, and everything seemed normal. It's just age, they said. But Robert didn't accept that. He started researching, talking to nutritionists, and found that something in his diet, something he ate every day, thinking it was good for him, was sabotaging his muscles. That discovery changed his life, and it can change yours too. Now you're probably wondering, what's so special about these foods? How can something that seems healthy be harmful? Let's dip into the science a bit, but don't worry, it'll be simple. Your muscles need two main ingredients to stay strong: protein, which is like the bricks that build the house, and energy, which comes from carbs and fats. But not all carbs are equal. Some, especially those with a high glycemic index, cause quick spikes in blood sugar. That seems harmless, but over time, those spikes can increase inflammation in the body. And inflammation is like a silent thief. It steals your body's ability to repair and build muscle. Plus, some foods, even ones that seem nutrient-packed, can overload other systems in your body. For example, when you eat something high in natural sugars like fructose, your liver has to work overtime to process it. This can divert energy that should be going to your muscles. And after 65, your body isn't as efficient at balancing all this. So, what looks like a healthy choice might actually be working against you. And here's the most surprising part. Many of these foods are things you were taught to eat as a kid. Things on every eat healthy list. Have you ever thought about what's in your morning fruit salad? Let's take it a step further. Think of your body as a classic car. Beautiful, reliable, but needing special care to keep running smoothly. If you put in the wrong fuel, the engine sputters. Some foods are like that wrong fuel. They might be natural, full of vitamins, but for the muscles of someone over 65, they just aren't the best choice. And it's not about giving up everything you love. Far from it. It's about making smart swaps, choices that keep your muscle campfire burning strong. Now, here's a different story about a woman named Linda, a 67-year-old from Texas. Linda was passionate about dancing. Every Saturday, she joined friends to dance to country music at a local square. But slowly, she started feeling her movements were sluggish, her legs not keeping up with the rhythm like before. Linda was frustrated. She thought she was doing everything right, eating lots of fruit, drinking natural juices, following the 5 servings a day advice. But when she took a closer look at what she was eating, she found something shocking. And that's what's coming next. Get ready, because here comes the big reveal. You might think the culprits are obvious things like candy, fried foods, or soda. But what if some of the fruits you eat every day, thinking they're healthy, are sabotaging your muscles? That's right, fruits. Not all of them are villains, of course. Some are amazing for your health. But certain fruits, because of their natural sugars, lack of specific nutrients, or impact on your body, can do more harm than good after 65. Today, the 8 worst fruits that might be speeding up muscle loss will be named. And don't worry, there will be suggestions for what to eat instead. Starting with number 8, the banana. Who doesn't love a banana for breakfast? It's convenient, sweet, and seems like the perfect choice. But here's the issue. Bananas have a high glycemic index. That means they cause a quick spike in blood sugar. For a young athlete, that might be fine. But after 65, those spikes can increase inflammation in the body, making muscle recovery harder. Plus, bananas are low in protein or healthy fats, which are essential for maintaining muscle mass. This isn't saying never eat a banana, but if you're having one every day, you might be overloading your body without realizing it. Number 7 is the mango. Mangoes are delicious, aren't they? That juicy texture, that tropical flavor, it's hard to resist. But mangoes are high in fructose, a type of sugar that goes straight to your liver. When your liver is busy processing fructose, it has less energy to help with muscle building. And after 65, your liver isn't as quick as it used to be. Eating mangoes now and then isn't the end of the world, but if they're a daily habit, they might be doing more harm than good. Moving to number 6, grapes. Grapes are the perfect snack, right? You grab a bunch, pop one after another, and feel like you're being healthy. But grapes are loaded with simple sugars that raise blood sugar fast. They also have low nutritional density, meaning they don't offer much in the way of nutrients your muscles need, like protein or good fats. And to make matters worse, grapes aren't very filling. You can eat a whole bunch and still feel hungry, which might lead to less healthy choices later. Number 5 is pineapple. Pineapple is refreshing, great in juices or fruit salads, but it's pretty high in natural sugar, and that sugar can irritate the digestive system for some people, especially after 65, when digestion isn't as efficient. Plus, pineapple lacks the antioxidants or fats that other fruits offer to protect your muscles. If you love pineapple, try smaller portions and pair it with something high in protein, like plain yogurt. Now, number 4, watermelon. Watermelon is practically synonymous with summer, isn't it? That juicy slice on a hot day feels perfect. But watermelon is mostly water and sugar, with little in the way of nutrients that help muscles. It has a high glycemic index, meaning more blood sugar spikes. And since it's not very filling, you might end up eating more calories than you need without giving your body what it really wants, nutrients to build and maintain muscle. Number 3 is cherries. Cherries are small, sweet, and feel like a gift from nature. But they're rich in concentrated sugars, and eating a lot at once can overload your body with fructose. Plus, cherries are low in fats or proteins, which are crucial for muscles after 65. If you like cherries, try eating just a few, and pair them with something like almonds to balance things out. At number 2, figs. Figs, fresh or dried, are naturally sweet and seem like a sophisticated choice. But they're extremely high in fructose, which can throw off your metabolism and make it harder for your muscles to absorb the nutrients they need. Dried figs, in particular, are like candy disguised as fruit. Each one is a sugar bomb. If you want something sweet, there are better options, and they'll be covered soon. And finally, number 1, dates. Dates are like nature's candy, rich, sticky, and full of flavor. But they're one of the most caloric and sugary fruits out there. A single date can have almost as much fructose as a piece of candy, and eating several at once can send your blood sugar soaring. For someone over 65 who's already fighting to maintain muscle mass, dates are like pouring gasoline on the wrong fire. They can be an occasional treat, but as a habit, they're one of the worst choices. Now that the 8 fruits that might be holding your muscles back, bananas, mangoes, grapes, pineapple, watermelon, cherries, and figs, have been covered, what's next? The good news is, you don't have to ditch fruit entirely. In fact, fruit is still a key part of a healthy diet. The trick is choosing the right ones and pairing them with foods that support your muscles. Let's talk about some smart swaps. First, consider swapping bananas for apples. Apples have a lower glycemic index, meaning they don't cause big blood sugar spikes. They're also high in fiber, which aids digestion and keeps you full. Pair an apple with a handful of nuts for a snack that fuels your muscles with good fats and fiber. Instead of mangoes, try blueberries. Blueberries are packed with antioxidants that fight inflammation and protect your muscles from wear and tear. They have less fructose and are amazing in yogurt or smoothies. If you like grapes, switch to strawberries. Strawberries have less sugar and are rich in vitamin C, which helps with muscle recovery. To replace pineapple, how about kiwi? Kiwi is sweet, but has a lower glycemic index and is full of fiber and vitamin C. It also helps with digestion, which is great for those over 65. Instead of watermelon, try cantaloupe. It has more nutrients, like vitamin A, and is less sugary, but still refreshing. If you love cherries, swap them for raspberries. Raspberries have less sugar and are high in fiber and antioxidants. They're also great to add to a bowl of Greek yogurt. For figs, consider pears. Pears are sweet, but have more fiber and less fructose, which is better for your metabolism. And instead of dates, try fresh plums. They have a sweet flavor, but fewer calories and sugar. Plus, they're good for gut health. Beyond making these swaps, here's another simple trick. Pair your fruits with sources of protein or fat. For example, eat an apple with a bit of peanut butter, or add blueberries to unsweetened Greek yogurt. This helps balance blood sugar and gives your body the building blocks it needs to keep muscles strong. And don't forget to include lean proteins in your diet, things like eggs, chicken, fish, or beans. Your muscles need those bricks to rebuild every day. Circling back to Susan, the grandmother from Ohio. When she realized some fruits were working against her, she made simple changes. She swapped bananas for apples, mangoes for blueberries, and started pairing her fruits with nuts or yogurt. Within weeks, she felt her legs stronger. She was back to walking with her grandkids in the park, and that smile she had while pushing the swing was back. Susan's story isn't unique. Robert, the golfer, made similar swaps and was soon carrying his clubs with ease. And Linda, the dancer, is back at the square, twirling to country music. You can do the same. Think about it. Every little choice you make at breakfast, your afternoon snack, or even dessert is a chance to protect your strength, your independence, and those moments that make life worth living. It's not about following a strict diet or giving up everything you love. It's about being smart with your choices, giving your body the right fuel to keep running like that classic car. Beautiful, reliable, and ready for the road. Here's one final thought. Today, it was revealed that some fruits, bananas, mangoes, grapes, pineapple, watermelon, cherries, figs, and dates, might be speeding up muscle loss after 65. But there are also delicious, simple alternatives like apples, blueberries, strawberries, and kiwis that can help keep your muscles strong. More than that, you have the power to make these changes, starting today. Look at your fruit bowl now. Maybe there's a banana or a bunch of grapes there. How about swapping them for an apple or some raspberries tomorrow? That small step could be the start of a big difference. Before diving in, picture something. Imagine that moment when you feel most alive. Maybe it's dancing to an old song with your partner, hoisting a grandkid onto your shoulders, or simply walking to the bakery without feeling tired. Now, imagine that small tweaks to your routine can help you do those things more easily, even as the years go by. Muscle loss, or sarcopenia, is natural after 65, but it's not a life sentence. Studies show that with the right strategies, you can slow this process and even regain some of the strength you thought was gone. Let's find out how. The first habit is the simplest of all, but also one of the most powerful: walking with intention. You might be thinking, walking? I already do that. But here's the difference. Walking with intention isn't just strolling around the block while checking your phone or chatting. It's walking with purpose, at a pace that gets your heart pumping a bit and your muscles working. Research from Harvard University shows that just 20 minutes of daily walking at a moderate pace can reduce muscle loss by up to 15% over a decade. That's huge. How to do it? Start small. Pick a route you enjoy, maybe a nearby park or a quiet street. Wear comfortable shoes and walk like you're late for a meeting, but without running. If you can, swing your arms as you go. It engages more muscles. If you already walk, try adding a challenge. Tackle a small hill or extend your time to 25 minutes. And here's a golden tip: invite a friend or listen to upbeat music. It makes the habit more fun and keeps you committed. Susan, that grandmother from Ohio mentioned earlier, started walking with intention 3 times a week. In 2 months, her legs felt firmer, and she was chasing her grandkids in the park again. You can do the same. The second habit is incorporating light resistance exercises, even if you've never stepped foot in a gym. Don't worry, this isn't about lifting heavy weights or becoming a bodybuilder. Resistance exercises are movements that make your muscles work against a light weight, like your own body or simple household items. Why? Because after 65, your muscles need regular stimulation to stay strong. A study in the Journal of Gerontology found that adults over 65 who do resistance exercises twice a week can increase muscle mass by up to 5% in 3 months. How to start? Here's an easy example. The chair exercise. Sit in a sturdy chair and stand up slowly, without using your hands, 5 times in a row. Do this twice a day. Another simple move is lifting a 1-liter water bottle with each arm, like a dumbbell, for 10 reps. You can also try heel raises while standing, holding a chair for balance. This strengthens your calves. Do these movements 3 times a week, and you'll feel the difference. Robert, the golfer from Florida, started with exercises like these at home. Today, he carries his golf clubs with the same confidence as before. If he can do it, so can you. The third habit is prioritizing quality sleep. This might surprise you, but sleep is a superpower for your muscles. When you sleep, your body goes into repair mode, rebuilding muscle fibers used during the day. After 65, sleep quality often declines. Maybe you wake up multiple times at night or feel like you're not resting enough. Studies from the National Institute on Aging show that adults who sleep less than 7 hours a night have a higher risk of muscle loss because the body doesn't have enough time to recover. How to improve sleep. Create a relaxing bedtime routine. Avoid screens, like your phone or TV, at least 30 minutes before bed, as blue light can disrupt melatonin, the sleep hormone. Try sipping chamomile tea or reading a light book. Keep your bedroom dark, cool, and quiet. Think of it as a peaceful cave. And if possible, go to bed at the same time every night. Linda, the dancer from Texas, found that tweaking her sleep routine helped her feel stronger for dancing. After starting to get 7 hours of sleep a night, she noticed her movements at the square, felt lighter and more confident. Now, let's tie it all together. Walking with intention, doing light resistance exercises, and prioritizing quality sleep. These 3 habits are like the pillars of a strong house. They work together to protect your muscles, boost your energy, and help you live the life you love. And the best part? You can start today without needing fancy equipment or hours of free time. Try a 15-minute walk tomorrow, stand up from a chair 5 times after lunch, and turn off your phone a bit earlier tonight. Small steps lead to big changes. Here's a final thought. Think of Susan, Robert, and Linda. They're not different from you. They face the same feelings of weakness, the same worries about the future. But with simple choices, like the habits shared today, they reclaimed their strength and joy for life. You have that power. Look at your day now. Which of these habits can you try first? A walk? A light exercise? A better night's sleep? Pick one, take the first step, and see how your body responds. And here's a heads up. Next time, 3 common mistakes even the healthiest people make after 65 will be revealed, and how they might be draining your energy and vitality. Until then, start with one of these habits and feel the difference. Your strength, your independence, and those moments with the people you love are worth it. Take care.